Hello everyone, and welcome to Downhaven Entertainment. Today we will be reviewing Don John. The movie was directed by and stars Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Let me tell you, this guy's becoming one of my favorite people in Hollywood. Are you serious? This is Joseph's first attempt at directing? Wow. A for effort and quality, my friend. Way to grab Hollywood by the Packers and do things your own way.
By the what?
By the Packers. You know, huevos.
Eggs? Joseph Gordon-Levitt is grabbing eggs for Hollywood?
No, grabbing them from the balls. You know, showing them who's boss.
Balls? What kind? Footballs? Soccer balls?
Softballs?
Nah, you know.
Are you trying to say testicles?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Why would Gordon grab some old fart's testicles and direct a movie?
And
you like this guy?
Superb job. Scarlett Johansson, she was awesome in this movie. When she put on that Brooklyn accent and attitude, I fell in lust. And this was a great role to see her in. I never seen Scarlett casted in this type of role, and she nailed the character she was playing. And I recently found out she was originally from New York, so I wonder how easy it was for her to pull off the accent. But nonetheless, she did an excellent job in this flick. Superb job. Tony Danza was great in this movie. Him and Joseph Gordon-Levitt had great chemistry on the screen. And I bought them being father and son. Brie Larson. Yeah, that's her character. Joseph, when you direct another movie, please cast me in your next movie to do nothing, acting like I'm texting. I'd love to get paid for it. Oh, hold on. Rob Brown IV. Not given a lot to do, but I really like his character. Now let's talk about what worked for the movie. I love how real this movie felt. I love how the movie shows this guy's life in a repetitive nature, because in real life most people have that repetitive life. Wake up, brush teeth, shower, work, get lunch, go home, watch TV. Well, generally, you know, because you can really get a sense of a person based solely on their habits. The movie follows this character and shows those habits, or the average day of this guy. How he views himself, how he views religion, how he acts around people, how he views sex, how he acts when driving, what he does at the gym. It's all observed, and so we can get the sense of what this guy is all about. And I really got a good sense of who this character is as a person, rather than this person as a character. We see how superficial he is in his attitude toward life. I get in, I get out. Bada boom, bada bing. That's who he is. And I can really see all the ladies watching this movie, especially with their boyfriends, saying,
"Yeah, men are dogs. They value porn more than women. They think porn is real."
Until we meet a woman who is just as superficial as this character. Oh, how the tables have turned. You know, those superficial women who watches rom-com with that superficial ideal of how a man should act and how he should be. Oh, you superficial women out there, please wake up. Life doesn't work that way. You want to know what happens in real life? There are two things that are most likely happen. You break up with a guy because he messes up. And I'm not talking about cheating. I'm talking about matters that could be handled with communication. Either two things will happen. A, the guy will think you're lame and slightly psychotic and get over you in 3 days and move on. Or B, you end up with a sitcom husband. You know, the type of guy that gives up his manhood to a woman who tries everything to keep her happy, who is scared to get her angry because he's scared of losing her, or he just doesn't have any balls, making small decisions behind her back because he's scared to face his significant other because she might say no to his decision. And those same chicks complain about their man not being a real man who handles his business. So she either can't stand him or she finds a new man who could be a real man. Those rom-com chick flicks, the superficial view of a start of a beautiful relationship which in reality is deemed to fail and die. Just like porn, the superficial view of what sex is. This movie handles these situations beautifully.
So what's your point?
Oh yeah, but my point was we see this guy's repetitive nature, and it was really cool to see how it plays out in his life. For example, we see when a superficial man meets a superficial woman and how his life plays out and how he views his current relationship with Barbara. Is it real love or is it superficial lust? How could these two characters make it work? Well, we can judge them based on what we're seeing and how they act. What are they doing differently in their life? How are they treating people? How do they communicate? How do they view sex? Are these arguments logical? You know, do we see any significant changes in these characters? And sure enough, everything these characters say, do, and think plays a part in the story. And I would go as far as to say it's a great piece of social commentary. Because people have a hard time dealing with reality. Superb job. All of the acting and writing was great. None of the actors or the writing of these characters felt out of place. I was thoroughly invested in this movie because the writing felt so honest. Each character had their own personality and quirks that made them them. When it's being funny, it's funny. When it's being serious, it's being serious. This was a great balancing act of a dramedy. It wasn't all funny in the beginning with audience laughing uncontrollably, then suddenly turn into 7 pounds where the audience are wanting to eat rat poison, stand on the table, place a noose around the neck, and then shoot themselves, leaving their dead corpses hanging to ensure death. No, it was perfectly paced, in my opinion. Superb job. The music was perfect. It was at times so offbeat that it was perfect. I didn't expect it at all. It felt honest, like it didn't tell me how to feel, but rather I understood and could relate to the music and its timing. For example, that wonderful music that starts to play when Joseph's character meets Barbara for the second time, when he asked her for a date from the first time they met. I didn't recall the wonderful music playing the first time he saw her, but rather when he asked her on a date and she showed up for that date. And I understood why the music would play there. I could relate to meeting a chick that I really like and eventually asking her on a date. And when she shows up to that date that I arranged, it's a different feeling. I feel good, I feel nervous, I feel confident. It's a paradox of emotions. And also when she puts her arm around yours for the first time, again, a paradox of emotions. And I think the music captured that feeling of glee, I guess.
Aww. You're so gay.
Shut up. It didn't fit the movie at all, yet it fit perfectly. Superb job. The trailer didn't spoil squat. It gave me enough info for the premise of the movie, but left out some details that would have if it was placed in the trailer. They left out notable character traits. Heck, they even left out whole significant characters. That's awesome, because trailers these days hold your hand, telling you through movie clips what's happening and what will happen, and leaves my imagination to guess what will likely happen. All I knew that is that this guy loves his pad, his ride, his church, his family, his boys, his girls, and his porn. This chick loves rom-coms. I see some argument, and there's gonna be some great awesome clashing going on. Now let's talk about what didn't work. Well, it's a taste thing. I could have gone without the nudity and loads of sex, and seeing actors acting like they're having sex. But at the same time, it actually moves the story along. And it's not placed in there for the sake of pleasing male audiences because Hollywood thinks breasts will boost ticket sales. No. Porn can be found on the internet, which this movie emphasizes. And you really see how sad porn is when you're addicted to it and how it could affect men sexually. Just as much rom-coms could affect women emotionally.
And sexually.
And sexually. It's not the fact that it didn't work for the movie, but as I said, it's more of a taste thing. But Joseph Gordon-Levitt handles the subject matter, and visuals with maturity. But I could have done without some of the sex, but I get where he's coming from. Overall, I love this movie. It's real, it's focused, perfectly paced, funny, dramatic, bold, and doesn't apologize for its subject matter. It has something to say about love and reality. It's a mature movie that's actually mature, not mature in the way that this movie has tons of breast and sex and you'll have to be over 18 to see it. It handled the sex and situations maturely and had something to say about it and the people of today. I'd say it's a great date movie, but only if you are a mature couple. Otherwise, your conversation will go like this.
You see, men are gross pigs who likes legs, big breasts, and sex.
Because your expectations are unrealistic like those rom-coms. You think I'm gonna be like that after we get married?
You wanna get married?
No!
Yes, it's true. It takes two to tango. Some guys are jerks to women and women can be jerks to guys. This movie even shows us men how some women can prey on some men's sexual desires to get what they want. Like that dry humping scene. That was hilarious yet off-putting. And how we should view women not through Hollywood or porn, but as real people with emotions. And what love is truly about. But America is so superficial, I don't think it's gonna stick around many people's heads. They'd rather stay in the Matrix rather than harsh real world issues. But anyway, this movie wasn't based on a novel or as a sequel or adaptation, so it gets a bump up in my grade book. So after adding all of this up, I have to give this movie a solid A+. Hey, man.